Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios, once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1034, Sanji vs. Queen. And it is, in terms of content, not a lot going on in this chapter, but some important character growth has happened here, which is nice. But first, we'll talk about the art for this week. It is probably one of my favorite artworks that I have seen Oda do so far. We got Usopp lying on his side. He's got this gun hidden underneath, and he has been secretly hitting the bullseyes at this festival for a bunch of little mink kids. It seems to be a mink festival going on. It's just something that sounds both in character for Usopp as well as just another showcase of his amazing sniping skills. So, Usopp fans, you got a new icon for your Discord profile. But getting into the chapter itself, we are at the Battle of Sanji versus Queen, as the chapter obviously suggests. We learn that the girl that Sanji quote-unquote injured is named Osome, and she is currently looking for someone named Chuji. The other courtesans tell her it's time to go, we got to get off this island, and it zooms out to see Onigashima, floating precariously, as the women sort of try to figure out what their next move is. Speaking of next moves, we get a brief cut to Momonosuke. He's successfully figured out that even though he doesn't know how to create his own clouds, he can grab Kaido's. What exactly he plans to do with this information is still a little vague, at least in my opinion. He seems like the initial plan is to get rid of the clouds or move them around in a way that helps prevent Onigashima from landing on the Flower Capital. However he comes up with it, I'm sure he'll be able to stop it, obviously. I doubt Oda would have such a terrible, horrifying, climactic disaster happen. That's never happened in One Piece before. But enough about that. We're here for what the chapter is about. The rest of it is all Sanji versus Queen. And Queen has the upper hand. Queen starts off with an attack called Sparking Queen, which reminds Sanji of Sparking Valkyrie, used by his brother Ichiji. Then, Henry Blazer's attack that Niji uses, which Queen has renamed to Henry Queen. And, as you can guess where this is going, Winch Queen, which is a variant of Winch Guillotine that Yonji used. It seems Queen was bluffing. He did not want to see Germa's science at work. He has already studied and understood all of Judge's creations. Either this is because Kaido's information network is just that good, or Queen was looking at Judge's notes back when they were younger and part of Mads. We still haven't gotten a Mads flashback. I'm hoping either when we meet Vegapunk or maybe after Queen gets defeated, as Sanji's finishing him off, Queen has a flashback of his own. But whatever the reason or whenever it happens, we're still waiting on further information on the true relationship between Judge, Queen, and Vegapunk. Of course, with Queen doing all these things, Sanji's not too happy about constantly being compared to his brothers, and the fact that Queen wanted Sanji to put on the suit was just so that he could show his tech was equal to or greater than Judge's, including Stealth Black. Or as I'm calling it, Stealth Queen, because, Queen named the rest of them the same way. Yes, Queen can turn invisible. Sanji can move faster than the eye can see, so Sanji actually vanishes as well, and it seems like the entire battlefield just went quiet. So with the battlefield now quiet, Osome sees this as an opportunity to go out into the open area and find Chuji, who turns out to be her pet mouse. Which is cute, but still, maybe it's because I've read enough One Piece, but if I saw two people climactically clashing like madmen, and then they both just suddenly disappeared, I would not step to the spot where they immediately disappeared from. As he's invisible, Queen is unseen by Osome, and we learn through Queen's inner monologue that she was apparently his go-to girl when Kumurasaki was not available. And he found out, this morning that she wasn't available to work because she had a headache, so he wasn't able to, you get the point. This made him angry, and he sees that, well, she's walking around just fine right now, so obviously her headache couldn't have been that bad, and Queen apparently is the one that injured her, because he was invisible. So Sanji was, running from Queen. Queen probably turned invisible, saw her, got angry, bopped her on the noggin, and Sanji, who didn't see Queen being invisible, didn't know Queen could do that, thought he did it. So did we, the audience. So once again, Oda has faked us out. I'm really happy about that. As much as, you can say like, oh, that would have been character growth or character degradation or whatever way you want to look at it. A big change like that to Sanji, I think would have been a bad idea. So I'm really glad that it turned out most of us were right, that Sanji did not hurt her. It was someone else. In this case, it was Queen. Sanji also puts this 2 and 2 together and goes bananas with a new technique called Ifrit Jambe. It's a more powerful version of Diable Jambe, because I wouldn't say he's exactly accepted it, but he understands that this enhanced physical strength, the enhanced durability, his armament haki, he can now take the power of his flaming legs to a whole new level. And with this power-up, Sanji says about half a dozen French words as he just kicks the crap out of Queen. Because turning invisible doesn't really mean much when your opponent has observation haki. It really just throws them off, if nothing else. And Sanji finishes Queen off with an attack called Bouffe Burst. A bouffe, I guess, is a French word for beef. So just literally hits him with a beef burst and sends Queen flying. While I don't think that finished Queen off, it definitely shows that the two of them are going to fight a little closer to equal terms now. Granted, that is where the chapter leaves off, and it seems we are getting into the midpoint of most fights. Zoro's about to power up with Enma, Sanji just powered up here. I'm still waiting on Jinbei and Frankie to do new things, because Jinbei, you're new to the Straw Hats. It's cool that you knocked out Who's Who in like 2 punches, but you really got to pull your weight if you're going to be a part of this crew. Brook took on Big Mom, and, well, okay, granted, he took on Big Mom too. But you weren't a member of the crew yet, Jinbei. So now you're an official member. So now we start tallying you as a Straw Hat, not just a Straw Hat adjacent. But aside from that, this chapter was pretty quick. Not really much else to talk about. Not really anything to even theorize regarding, except for what Momonosuke is going to do with Kaido's clouds. We're going to just have to wait till next week, like always. And speaking of always, thank you for watching, as always. I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.